Hello, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm doing this reading for us all collectively. This is the morning of Friday, the 13th of October. This is the day before the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. And I have been feeling a lot. I've been picking up a lot of different energies for myself personally on my journey, as well as collective energy. And I want to share some of those with you all, as well as tap into what messages would come through for all of us. So we do have this, eclipses are big. This is big energy to move through, and it's very auspicious right now. So we're feeling a lot of high highs, low lows, and a little bit of in between. We're being ushered through another great window of opportunity for change for ourselves, whether we like it or not. I keep hearing, ready or not, here we go. The eclipse in Libra, I'm brought back to many different things, but the last eclipse that we had in Libra was 2016. That was not in the same placements as we are now, so we want to reflect all the way back to 2003 if you want to get more of a similar flavor of this energy, maybe the beginning of this cycle that we are working through to end. I know for myself personally, my father died in 2013. A lot of things in my life had changed in 2013, right around that eclipse. So that was a big time for me, as well as beginning a relationship that I ended up getting married and staying in for 15 years. 2016 was probably when that relationship started to disintegrate, although we went through the motions for another 2 years before divorcing. But Libra is all about our relationships and the lessons that we learn in relationship, as well as our relationship to ourselves. We are really going deep into and reflecting or triggering or creating triggers, because it's internal, it's energetic, that of emotions that we may have suppressed, we're not fully aware of. I know for myself, some have creeped up recently, and we really want to work through these and release them and heal them so we don't carry them on with us and continue to cause ourselves distress, pain, unhealthy relationship patterns. So even if it may seem intense, Mars is in Scorpio now, we've got a lot of really intense energy, but it is really also assisting us in up-leveling our lives and ourselves. So just to give a couple more things for myself personally, the yucky things that come up that need to be released. Oh, I lost it already. Oh, the holidays, and the sensations and feelings that I get when it comes to, specifically for me, Christmas in this country. There's a love-hate relationship that I have internally with that. The love part is, you know, the connection and the beauty of the energy, but at the same time is the pain that's felt, the loneliness that's felt. And I've actually had to spend the last 5 Christmases alone. Not that it was a bad thing, but there's an inner child part of me that yearns for that closeness. I miss, you know, when my son was a child and all of that. But we go through phases and cycles, and I was really guided to look deep into my own stuff, especially this morning. So I'm very well aware of that. We're also energetically going through a wall of new energy that we're feeling through our bodies. Our cells are picking up all of the different energies, the negative, the positive, and it absorbs into our cells, and it absorbs, and then it feeds into the brain waves. So we're really starting to have different types of thoughts that are also linked to the body. So there may be some periods where your body's doing weird things. I know for myself, my fingers were swelling, but today is a little better. But I was going through periods of like really swelling, like I was retaining water and feeling very uncomfortable, very achy, very sore, very stiff, and not really liking my body. And I really caught myself, had to really speak to my body like, I love you, whatever's going on with you, I'm here with you. I'm not going to put you down. This is another thing, especially for females, but males too, especially in the United States. We have been definitely under, you know, from very young, we were subjected to what the perfect body type is and how to stay in shape and all of these things. And it really brings us to a place where we feel really inadequate. And yeah, so body dysmorphia is coming up. It's been not only coming up for myself, I've recognized that in happening, or other people have brought that up to me as well. And maybe they're just mirroring me, I'm not sure. But I'm going to put that out there of all the weird, different things. Now, on the flip side, there's beautiful synchronicities that are happening. I'm noticing a lot of positivity and love and connection and really great vibes as well. So we got to take it all in and take it all with a grain of salt too. These are energies that we're swimming in at all times, and it depends on whether we're going to actually make an emotional attachment to the things that feed into our brain, or if we're going to use that for our growth, for our wisdom of, oh, there's something in here that believes this to be true. I need to look deeper into that to release that. Okay, so let's just get a Friday the 13th reading. Friday the 13th is a very sacred time, 13 especially. This is the divine feminine energy on the uprise. It wasn't until about the 19th century that there was a superstition created to make Friday the 13th seem to be bad luck and a bad omen. It's actually the reverse. So, but you know, when we start to attach ourselves to belief systems, we can really create those things for us. For myself personally, Friday the 13th has always been a lucky day. So I'm not going to expect anything but that today. Anyway, let's get into the reading. We're just going to do a mini reading to touch on the energy today. I'm probably, I hope to come back on tomorrow during the eclipse to really tap in and read more into it. But I just wanted to get something going for today, since I'm really feeling this energy of the Friday the 13th, of the Divine Feminine. But what is the message for us all collectively, please? Something that will really assist us through this eclipse energy, which is a push. I feel as if it's a push to release, a push to let go of something, a belief system, negativity. It could be a relationship. It could be something big for some of you. For others, it really is some hidden or repressed or suppressed memories, thoughts, beliefs, sadness, pain, anger, loneliness. Yeah, loneliness. So we really want to dive into, what does that, I mean, we can push away and say, it's okay. We can tell ourselves many, many things, but dive into, where does loneliness take you? It can take you to many different experiences that you've had in life where you felt alone. So allow loneliness, if you're feeling this energy, allow it to take you backwards to your childhood, your adolescence, your teenage years, your early 20s, 30s, 40s, however old you are, whenever you felt deep periods of loneliness. Know that you are never alone. We are never alone, but we are trying to we want to retrieve old energies, old parts of ourselves that are still within us, so that we can release that story, so that we can start to create something brand new for ourselves. So allow loneliness to be your guide. The sensation, the feeling of loneliness. Like I was saying, what it brought for me instantly was Christmas came up in my mind, or just the holidays in general. It's very commercialized, especially here where I live, and that's always troubled me, but I was always able to like push beyond that and see the beauty and see the love and see the giving. Really put myself in situations and energies where we're able to give and receive love, compassion, caring. But there are other aspects where I have seen the opposite. I've seen, which brings a negative emotion within me, of the greed, the commercialism, the just complete and utter, what's the point of having all of this? You know, how many people actually fall into the commercialized aspect of the holidays. It just boggles my mind that that still goes on. But I mean, yeah, I'm not going to judge. The world is what it is. But that's what it does to me. It brings up this emotion. And it brings up an emotion that makes me feel lonely during those times where I really need to release that, because we all possess the light energy. We all possess the positive energy that we can emanate out, because there are many, many, many others who really would benefit, as well as ourselves, from this energy being rippled out into the collective, instead of getting sucked into the black hole of commercialism, of negativity, of loneliness, isolation, greed, all the lower density energies. So try to really first retrieve all of those memories of what is pulling you in. You know, we have that justice card, the scales will get tipped one way or the other. We want to find a healthy balance there. All right. Wow. Okay. I didn't think we were going to go that deep, but this is beautiful. And the sun is starting to come through on my skylight now. I love it when they have me bring out my own personal experiences. I don't mind. Actually, I'm an open book at this point. That's why my name is Paige. For any of you who do not know my name is Paige. I know that I don't always introduce myself, and I apologize. Okay. There's a lot of energy coming through me right now. The candle is flickering. Dancing. What else for the collective? Thank you. Love. Yes. And honesty. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck is blame, and we really want to be mindful of that. This will come up. There's a lot of, again, Mars is in Scorpio now. There's a lot of aspects, and I will talk about that in another video, the astrological aspects of this eclipse that is bringing up, it can bring up dramatic, volatile emotions, and if you're not in conscious awareness, you may find yourself wanting to defend yourself or blame, and we're really being asked to release blame, not to play into the blame game. We want to open our hearts up to love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. We want to practice listening. When we are actively listening to another, and this is another Libra trait, is to, even if you don't agree with what somebody's saying, instead of like just allowing them to talk but not really hearing what they're saying and just waiting for your turn to say what you need to say, stop yourself and listen. Pay attention, because you will receive some more understanding of where somebody else is coming from, and to give each other that space and time to express what needs to be expressed is so important. This is how we can really balance out that energy of duality, instead of just butting heads and blaming each other or shaming each other, expecting something from another, is to maybe practice what is known, we used to do this in my family, what is known in other traditions is the talking stick. So whoever's holding whatever object it is, I've got the talking crystal. It is my turn to express my emotions and what it is that I need to say. When I'm done, I pass that on to you. Now it's your turn to talk. The still important is to listen when the other person is talking and not just wait for your turn to what you're going to say back, because that's how we're not hearing each other. We're not able to have compassion or empathy when we're not listening to each other. So I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things and honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. This is another deep dive that we are doing here so that we are not playing the blame game and falling victim to blaming anybody or anything outside of ourselves. I accept responsibility for my well-being. If you're engaging or in a relationship or in a situation that no matter what it is that you do, it doesn't seem to be working for you, it is your responsibility to be honest and speak your truth and make that change for yourself. As hard as that may be, it is, we've got a lot of Uranus activity, a lot, which is very abrupt, explosive, unexpected. This energy truly is, it can be very volatile, but it can also be used for finally making that shift that you need to make, that change, that new direction, because we are responsible for our own well-being. And when you do all that you can, and there's nothing else that you can do, don't turn to the blame. Turn to yourself and really truly ask your higher self, what is it that I need to do in this situation for myself and for the other? How can I change this around without manipulating, we cannot control another. That's another thing that's really important to understand, is we can't control others, and to expect that you can is a fool's game. The only thing that we have control in this life is ourselves and our own energy and how we use that, how we choose to use that. We're going to get one more spread. Okay. Again, just reiterating, especially if you feel lonely and you're in a relationship, it's very important. Page of Emotions. Very important to express your emotions honestly. Express yourself honestly, truthfully, from the heart. And allow on others to as well. Now, if it falls on deaf ears, that it should be a good indicator as to what direction that you need to go at this point. And not to put blame, but that we are not all on the same wavelength all the time. And you can't expect another person to be on the same wavelength all the time. But if you haven't been on the same wavelength for a very long time, that is up to you to make that decision. I think that it is time for me to make a shift for myself, to go in the direction that my energy is pulling me, where I will be heard, where I will be felt, where I am heard, felt, and seen, where I don't feel so alone. Because if you're in a relationship where you feel alone, that's a big indicator that something needs to change. And that change comes from you. It's not what someone else needs to do. Okay. Whew. Thank you. 3 of Emotions. Again, fell below love. Surround yourself with like-minded, like-hearted people who understand you, who celebrate love with you, who have the ability to, and once you give that love to yourself and you start to see that there truly is beauty And another Libra trait, there truly is beauty and love and others in the world that can really jive with you. You'll start to attract more of those to you, but you really need to give yourself that love first and foremost. Take it from me. I found myself stuck in relationships, group dynamics that I knew I didn't feel comfortable or feel like I belonged to anymore. And instead of blaming anybody else, I knew deep in my heart I needed to remove myself from that situation and go about my journey in a new direction where my heart and soul were pulling me. And that's where we really have to get honest with ourselves and be honest with others with compassion and love. Yeah, the Devil. So we are really, truly going to be witnessing our own relationship patterns. What was it deep within us that kept us stuck in patterns? Maybe not being honest with ourselves, maybe not being honest with others about how we felt, about what our needs were. These are codependency patterns, things that have us, you know, that play us like a puppet on a string. And this energy is really going to be, it has been pushing many to, it's almost like a make it or break it. Like the tower, I can't believe the tower didn't come out here, but I think that we're trying to see, it's important to see our own patterns within ourselves that have us unhappy, not honest with ourselves, not living truly our highest and greatest life because we feel stuck in some way. But it is us truly that keeps us stuck. Nine of Materials at the bottom. This is all our hopes. You really want to go towards what you truly value, your hopes and wishes and dreams, what lights you up, because if you do not, then you're going to find yourself growing older and older and becoming more and more bitter and angry and blaming others, blaming the outside world for your unhappiness. And that's what we really, that is not going to get you anywhere. That's going to feed into the density and you'll find yourself spiraling down into that energy. We spiral up or we spiral down, and it's a choice. It's a decision. So we're going to get one last piece of advice here for us all. Oh, we're going to get it. Okay. Yeah. All right. One last message from Moonology. And then I've got Turon. I hope that everyone is doing well and you are learning a lot on this phase of the journey, because there's a lot to be learned here. And this is a time where things are going to really become apparent. And there's things that we can no longer deny. We can no longer deny our feelings. We can no longer deny our behaviors, our habits, our patterns. What is toxic? I don't like the word toxic. What is not healthy for us? What is not healthy for others? We don't have responsibility on anyone but ourselves. I mean, of course, unless you have young children, then they are also your responsibility, but you cannot fully control them and what's going on in their mind. You should not try to. Just keep them safe and love them. Honor their journey as well. Message for us all, please. There's a lot of life changes going on right now in the collective. A lot. A lot of healing. Thank you. A personal issue reaches resolution. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to resolve personal issues within yourself at this time through this eclipse. A lot of opportunities. I am going to read this from the book as well. I haven't read from the Moonology book in a very long time. Okay. Things are likely to get very heated, as full moon in Cancer is a super emotional sign. So there could be something of an explosion of feelings around now or surrounding your question. It's important to be sensitive to other people when you pull this card. There are some very fine sensibilities around, so tread carefully as you move towards your goals or dreams. This card indicates an especially feminine time. It also heralds the time to deal with any family issues coming up. Nothing to worry about. It signals a challenge is now coming to an end. This card also suggests both that a domestic matter or a private issue will soon come to a head, and that it's a great time to move house. The answer to your question lies in being a kind leader. This is the time for you to step up and agree to overcome your insecurities. And that is like, that just completely confirms everything that I've been picking up and everything that is in this eclipse energy right now. And it really has to do with our relationships, which could be our domestic relationships, our family relationships, relationships of all kinds. So it's coming to a head. You want to make sure that you still, keep love in your heart. Practice seeing the good in all things, because you're going to see the opposite also. Be very honest with yourself and others, and stay away from the blame game. All right. So those are the messages that I have for us all, not only for Friday the 13th, but for the entire duration of this eclipse in Libra. I hope that this is helpful for all of you, and I'm sending you all out so much love. Take care. Bye.